and welcome back to another edition of Potluck, your everything and anything talk and entertainment TV show. Today we have a wonderful guest joining us who is the owner of AKG Designs. Remember that name. With me, I have the owner of AKG, Anna Gibson. So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
So tell us about AKG Designs. You do kitchen, cabinetry, and bathroom designs?
Yes, I'm a certified kitchen and bath designer. I've been doing it for over 12 years. It's absolutely my passion to design and redesign other people's homes. I do it in my house sometimes as well. And I am really dedicated for kitchens. I can do bathrooms and other spaces, but really kitchens is my favorite. Everybody ends up in the kitchen no matter what.
Sure.
I used to own a little condo that literally had a 6x6 condo, so probably the size of the stage, and everybody still would congregate in there.
Okay. Yes, but like when you have gatherings or parties or whatever. Right,
yeah. So no matter what you do, no matter where you are, everybody always end up in the kitchen.
Okay.
So I always try to, so this is my passion, to create beautiful kitchen that is inviting for everybody. And so in the AKG Design Studio, we provide design services, we sell the cabinetry, and pretty much all the work around in the kitchen. So A to Z, we create a full concept, not just selling you the cabinets and giving you the cabinetry and the design. We create a whole concept. We try to think about what is the idea behind the design. Are we going for country look? We're going for industrial look? Something in between, and then around that we actually build your kitchen. Okay.
Do you go by the people's personalities too?
Absolutely.
I mean,
absolutely, because a lot of times we do a lot of wonderful kitchen and they never cook in these kitchens, but they do a lot of entertaining.
Okay.
So they actually need more space for maybe caterers to come in. So it's going to be very different kitchen setup.
Okay.
Maybe we have 2 cooks. So if we have 2 cooks, that's also going to be affecting how we're designing the kitchen, because we need more space. We need multiple work space for each person to work, and for them to kind of like almost create a dance. So each of them are working in their own space, moving between spaces and not bumping into each other. And then sometimes it's just, you know, your average one person cook or one person cleans, and so it just really needs to be comfortable for that one person to get from one space to another without, you know, traveling too long or not having access to what they need while they're cooking.
Okay. So you know, basing it on personality, but why would somebody need a kitchen designer when maybe they can pick stuff out for themselves?
Everybody can make a kitchen beautiful. I'm sure you have a lovely place. I know you. You have a beautiful taste. Your neighbor can help you. Your mom can help you. It's not a problem to make a beautiful kitchen. But for me, I also love to cook. So functioning is number one. And when you're creating a kitchen, when people are not aware of what takes to build a functional kitchen, it becomes a disaster. Because if your dishwasher is not in the right place, or if your refrigerator is not in the right place, or a little bit too close to each other, then the most beautiful kitchen in the world is going to be non-functional. So that's very important to work with a designer, to work with a certified designer. As a certified designer, we had to go rigorous testing to get the approval to be a certified designer. We also had to go through many hours of education to get to the status. And with that, not only we know what is the right portions and layout of kitchens, but we also know all code and pretty much everything else that brings a kitchen together. So when we put these cabinets, it's not just plopping cabinets into a space and make it pretty. It's also make it functional. And also when your contractor come in to put it in, he's not yelling at you or at your designer that, wait a minute, you cannot put that stove under this window, or all kind of nonsense that I see around when we usually pull up kitchens. So
last week I was over at somebody's house and they had a stove in the corner of the room, but it looked like let up a lot of space in the kitchen. Have you ever seen a stove in the corner?
Yes, I've seen it. We've done that before. I'm not a big fan of appliances in the corners just because they take a lot of space.
Yeah.
They really, because by the time you end up cornering it, you lose up a lot of space. But some houses there's no other option. Actually, hopefully in a month or so there's going to be another kitchen that I'll be able to post some photos, share some photos of kitchen that we did with a corner. But because the way the builder originally laid that house, it was a little bit difficult to change it, so we did stay with most of the original layout of the kitchen and change the layout of the island to fit better the use of the kitchen for the family.
Okay. Well, I have one more question about unusual, because just because we live in such a high-end type of area, what is the most unusual layout that you've seen?
Unusual.
Or like unusual, like, you know, you were saying some things are like out of place but it looked good. Maybe it
I think the biggest challenge in this area is mostly the small condos.
Okay.
In DC, and some of them are in Arlington, that is just, you're standing there and you're like, what in the world I'm going to do here? And so it's really, the smaller kitchen gives you a bigger challenge of how you're going to fit all these appliances into that small space and still make it functional and not be hazardous to the person, or be able to open the stove without, you know,
hitting something
else. So usually the smaller kitchen because in larger kitchen it's really not a problem. You have vast space.
Right.
Most of the time, you know, people have the budget, so we have plenty of room to put. Actually, in some of the larger kitchen, the challenge is how to create a great work triangle and workspace without having it too large and too far apart.
Right.
So just like a kitchen, smaller kitchen, when it's too close to each other, in a larger kitchen where we have in the largest home that we see now, then you can have the problem of too far apart.
Okay.
So then we create maybe additional sink in the island. So then you have additional workspace and you can work and chop and do everything that you need in the island straight into the stove, and you don't have to go to the other side of the room to get to the main sink. And then when you do the dishes, then you'll have all your work by the main sink, by the dishwasher, versus doing the rest of your prep work right there in the island with the little sink in there.
Okay. So, you know, probably people think, like, if I hired a kitchen designer, it's going to be too expensive. I already have enough money to spend to redesign my kitchen. So what do you say to that?
When you go to a dentist, you go to a good dentist, right? You don't go to like a cut rate dentist, because you want everything done. Kitchens are expensive endeavor, no matter what is your budget, unless you do it yourself. But even if you do it yourself, it's expensive endeavor. Cabinets are expensive, countertop is expensive, and this is something that you're going to do and live with for the next 10, 15, even 20 years. It's not something that you're going to replace every 5 years. Usually this example I give usually guys is like, if you drive to a dealership and you don't like your Porsche, but you just spend $80,000, you drive it around for a week and then take it back to the dealership. If you put a $80,000 or even a $10,000 kitchen and you don't like it, or it doesn't function for you correctly, you're going to live with that until you move out, or until you decide to redo it again. And so that's why it's very important to work with somebody that knows what they're doing and not to cut the rate. And the thing is, the way we structure our pricing, it really makes it worthwhile for our customers to invest in working with us and purchasing the cabinets from us.
Okay.
So because some of the money that they put toward purchasing the design services, we actually put as a credit toward purchasing the cabinets.
Okay. Okay. So it helps to.
So it helps to negate. Yeah. And sometimes, you know, depending on the larger project, a lot of time we will offer them our contractor discounts throughout the rest of the stuff that they need to buy. If they need to buy tiles, if they need to buy flooring, we do have a lot of contractors accounts with all the industry leaders, whether it's appliances, flooring, tile, and we extend them those discounts so they save the money on that way as well.
Okay. So what's the latest and greatest in kitchen and cabinetry stuff?
So the latest and greatest, even though everybody thinks white is still, the white and grays were 2015, still leading in 2016. But actually, toward the end of 2016, you will see that even in Virginia and the DC area, you will see that we're moving toward darker kitchen, more contemporary look. So we're going to be abandoning the shabby chic, the country style, going more toward Europe, more contemporary, and dark, dark, dark. So the white cabinets are about to, I don't think they're ever going to fade away. There's always going to be a place for those in the market. But the mainstream and the big turn will be toward very dark kitchen. Not a lot of contrast, but dark floors, dark cabinets, maybe lighter countertop and backsplash, but the main colors are going to be on the darker side.
Are they consist of wood cabinetry?
Yeah, wood cabinetry, like black wood or dark stains, dark gray stains on the cabinetry. A darker floor stained.
What about appliances and stuff?
Appliances are probably still going to stay with the stainless steel. Right now they're experimenting with black stainless steel, which is a graphite color, so it's a little bit darker. And I think that it's just getting into the market right now, so I think people are testing it out to see how it goes, but they're beautiful. So they're really, really nice color if somebody wants to do something different than stainless steel. It's been very hard for the appliances market. They've been really trying hard to innovate as far as colors, and it's not really working out for them. About 5 years ago, it was the oil rub bronze, which was really big color throughout the industry on all the fixtures. It's kind of like that brown, blackish color. And the appliance industry jumped on it. It was the most god-awful appliances color you ever seen. Right there with the avocado green. So there is some appliance cabinets. They're more of the boutique style. So they will do fun colors like pink and green and yellows, but these are very of the boutique colors versus the mainstream. So I think the biggest innovation as far as the appliances industry will be getting in to be more interactive with your appliances. Samsung lately went from their little small 7-inch LED screen to, I think it's 12 by 24. It's a huge screen. You can log into your Facebook, you can send email, you can pretty much do anything that you want. You don't even need your cookbooks anymore. You can just click on, find your favorite recipes for Pinterest. It's going to
This is something you have in your kitchen.
Yeah, it's going to be on the refrigerator door. It's on the refrigerator door, so you don't have to,
Wow. How much more money is that going to cost compared to buying a regular refrigerator?
The appliances went up the roof as far as pricing anyway, so, if regular fridge used to be about $1,500, most of fridges these days are about $1,200, and now we're talking about $3,000 to $4,000 if you want all the gadget to go with that.
Right. Wow.
And then as far as the stove, they also have now stoves that are Wi-Fi connected. So if you have a roast waiting at home and you're on the road,
you can control the temperature.
Yeah, pretty much. And you're like, okay, I need to start the dinner cooking, at 4 o'clock, so I'll have it ready. So they have all this connected. So this is, I think, that's going to be the biggest push and the innovative as far as the appliances go versus color.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, so you could like leave stuff on the stove and have your water boil like in the morning if you want to have tea or something, you know.
Yeah, they don't have the top
like
of the cooked up yet,
okay.
but they definitely have the ovens already that you can start that.
And the refrigerator.
And the refrigerator, yeah.
So when somebody has computer issues, you're going to have like a new, you're going to build like a new career for people. Yes. They'll have to come out, oh, I'm here to fix your computer on your refrigerator.
Yes, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So appliance repair people definitely need to step up as far as what they need to learn how to,
everything is so computerized. Repair. Yeah, wow. Is there anything else new coming, or just, I mean, it doesn't have to be computerized, but like sink stuff, like faucets or little knobs?
The little, obviously, again, we're continuing with all the trend of touchless. So the technology on the touchless faucets are getting better. So if you had faucets a couple of years ago, they probably had big batteries.
You mean like the type when you go into the bathroom at the public restroom and you're like waiting like the water turn on. I don't know if I'd want one of those.
Well, so those are a little bit easier because you just touch them.
Okay.
Versus just like that waving and waiting for it.
It's like hello.
Yeah. So it's really it's good to have one of those because if you are cooking a lot, if you're baking a lot, your hands are right in there. All you got to do is just touch it a little bit and it comes up. So the technology on that is getting much better.
Okay.
So we're involving in that. As far as cabinetry, there's a lot of gadgets coming in. Again, in the cabinetry line, it's going to be more about what's inside because again, how many door styles that can come that are going to be different.
Right.
They are coming up with new colors that are, a lot of them, instead of painted, are going to be stained. So you will see the grain of the wood with the gray colors. So it just creates a different look, which is a beautiful look.
Sure.
But again, it goes toward the darker cabinets that we're going to see coming in. And with that, it's just going to be a lot about the accessories, all the different ones, because with the modern look that we are going toward, we want to take a lot of stuff off the countertop. Okay. We don't want to have stuff on the counter. We have nice countertops. We want to keep them clean. We don't want to keep the utensils tub anymore. We don't want to have the microwave. We don't want anything. Everything goes into the cabinet. So a lot of the cabinet companies now have pull-outs that you even have the butcher block inside. You have your utensils inside. So none of it needs to be on the countertop anymore. So now you can have plenty of space of countertop.
So a microwave you're hiding underneath the cabinet?
It's going to be probably,
Or not, I mean, like mine's above the stove.
Yeah,
but
you can have that, or you can have it. Sharp has an awesome microwave drawer, so that goes under. A lot of time we put it on island. It's great also for kids. And it's also great for elderly people. Okay. Because it's easier for them to access it and pick up things versus obviously kids, then they have to get a step stool and try to jump over the stove. Here, everything is right there. Same thing for elderly people or people that have mobility issues.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, do you have like setups for people with like special needs and like the elderly so they can easily like, instead of pulling, maybe they can just press a button and the cabinet opens up or something.
Right, absolutely. So that's another thing that they have now for the that innovating inside the cabinetry. And again, you can see a lot of that stuff on my Facebook page and my house page. Right now, the Cora came with automated drawer shelf, so you just touch the door and it actually opens up automatically. So you don't have to pull it. They also have pull-outs that come down with a touch of a button, so everything that's on the shelf above actually comes down to your level. Oh, wow. So if somebody's on a wheelchair or a young kid, again, we don't want them to climb on counters. All they're gonna do is press a little button and it just comes down to your level, so you don't have to start climbing high cabinets.
That'll be good for like short people too.
And short people,
I mean, like in my kitchen, I have cabinets that are way, way high up, and I do have to get up in a chair to get up to like the top cabinet, and I'm pretty tall for me. Right. So
so that's why we like to call it universal design. Okay. So it's not really handicap. It's not really elderly. There's so many people that can get good use out of these features that are not necessarily have any limitations.
Okay.
Sometimes age is a limitation.
Yeah.
Sometimes
yeah.
the height. I'm a short one.
Yeah.
You know, I have a step stool in my kitchen because I'm short.
Right.
So yeah, and I have also, you know, cabinets. So having those items that drop down to you that you don't have to climb, or the doors that open up automatically, that makes your life much easier no matter who you are.
Sure. What about like for like people that just had babies and they have concerns about their little toddlers that are just starting to walk to get into, are anything new and innovative in that department?
Unfortunately, not really.
Not really?
I think there's a lot of people that do, it depends on the, most of the stoves now, they have some kind of a child lock on them.
Okay.
So you can lock it up.
Okay.
Especially the electronic ones, they're pretty easy to lock. So the kids cannot start,
good.
turning
or
the
go
oven.
Or like gas.
Right.
My sister-in-law, her cat got up on the gas stove and turned on the gas when she wasn't home, and she came home to like fumes. So,
yeah.
Wow.
I have a customer, her 2-year-old turned the stove on. So
wow.
Yeah, so I think it was time to put some child locks on those.
Yeah.
So unfortunately with gas, there's no way to lock it unless you have the stove that has everything in the back versus in the front. But for the actual ovens themselves, most of them now have the electronic LED plates in the front, so those all have child lock. The refrigerator has child lock, so if you don't want the kid coming there and start pouring water and like flooding the whole kitchen, then you can lock that as well. Also, even the microwave. So even though they're on the bottom, if you have a child that is too young to use it and you don't want them to
play around with it,
you can actually lock that as well.
Sure. Okay, so what are some of the challenges for you?
Challenges, plenty. It's everywhere from the space itself. As I said, there are some places I work with a lot of small condos.
Yeah.
So in the small condos, the challenge is really to fit everything that you want into the house and giving it to the homeowner. I actually met a homeowner yesterday. They have a beautiful house up in Maryland, and it's a single family, but with the way the house is laid out and everything that they want in there, the reality of the house and the dream doesn't fit. And we can work on it. It's just a matter of the homeowner really sitting and doing what I like the homeowners to do. I usually give them a list and they mark what they like about their kitchen, what they don't like about their kitchen, what they like about the adjoining space. If there's a dining room next to it or a family room, because the kitchen is really not just the kitchen, it's everything around it as well. It needs to communicate for the rest of the house, so it's not just the kitchen. So if there's a dining room next to it, then maybe there's a problem that, like the older kitchen that really had 4 walls and there was no really communication to the dining room. Can we open a wall or can we open the wall, or maybe just create a passage, so then when you are hosting people and you have people in the dining room, you can actually communicate with them and not be isolated while you're prepping or bringing the food. Maybe you love to host and you need more space to host. Maybe just have like a larger island where you can put your appetizers, your bar, whatever needs to be done. So we look at all the house and all the area as a whole versus just in the kitchen when we're doing the design, to make sure that the style that we're doing in the kitchen as far as the design fits the rest of the house and vibes with the rest of the house as far as style, but also as function as well. And challenges are, as I said, this is a bigger house, so you would think it's going to be easier, but they want to have a kitchen and an office and a formal dining room, but also a play area for the kids. And it's structured a little bit odd, so the debate right now is whether they're going to bump the house out or just try to work with what they have and just redo by moving some walls around and see if we can work it that way.
Okay.
And as I said, and there's lots of small condos. I'm working in another condo right now in Alexandria that, again, it's just a matter of how we maximize the space.
Right.
What are we going to do to make sure that we have maximum storage space, workspace, without making it maybe infringing too much into the family room, and making it inviting and not overwhelming for the rest of the house. We're going to take down 2 walls, so we're losing storage.
Okay.
How are we going to compensate on that?
Sure.
In that case, it was pretty easy because we are going up with the cabinets. Right now, the cabinets are not going all the way to the ceiling, so adding taller cabinets will add some more storage.
Okay.
Adding the island will add sitting space. It will add nice big surface of serving and also storage space.
Okay. So you work in DC, Maryland, and Virginia?
Yes.
Okay, like just Northern Virginia, or do you travel even?
I travel. I actually have a customer in Pittsfield, Massachusetts.
Oh,
like
wow.
far away.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. You know, because if I can get the measurements and I can get some photos, I can work.
You can work anywhere.
I can work anywhere. So
okay, great.
Yeah, so we absolutely do virtual design, but we service the whole DC metro area. Okay. And it just depends on the customer.
Great. Well, thank you so much for
coming.
Thank you for
having me.
We've run out of time, unfortunately. So, for those who want to find more information about you, they can go to.
You can find us on house under AKG Design Studio.
And that's HOUZ, right?
HOUZZ.
ZZ.com?
.com.
Okay.
That's kind of like the Pinterest of kitchen and remodeling.
Okay.
We also are on Facebook, again on AKG Design Studio.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Our website coming soon.
All right. And if you're just tuning in, make sure you catch us on the web at www.potluck-online.org, and we'll see you next time.